What's up, you guys? Welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today I wanted to talk about something that I think is very important, and that is how to start up and build up a local community and just a local kind of game group for Heroclix. So if you guys are wondering what kind of experience I have in this department, well, I've done this myself twice, fairly successfully, I think. We haven't ever had a ton of players, so I want to say right off the bat, if you can get yourself more than 4 to 6 players on average, you're doing a great job, because it's pretty hard for Heroclix, being kind of a niche game that it is. Having more than 4 to 6 regular players is pretty good, better than average. I would say 4 to 6 average players, at least in my experience, has been the average. I think the most we ever had for my group in my local area was about 8. Maybe 10 at one point, but yeah, it's not a whole lot. It's not gonna be something huge like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic, where there's like 50 plus people playing sometimes, or at least a dozen to 20 something from what I've seen at my local game shop. So get that out of your heads right now, that you probably won't see crazy high turnouts like that. But with that out of the way, I wanted to focus on how do you get some people together to come play Heroclix every week. If you really want to get a group together and you really want to, go to a game shop every week and have competitive events or even casual fun events where there's some prize support from the store or something like that, that's great. I highly recommend you go out and try to set up something like that. It's actually pretty easy. And I'd say you can really get started with, I want to say, 3 simple steps. It might not sound super simple. Number 1, you have to get with your local store. This could be a game store. This could be a comic book store. Really any store that would be interested in selling Heroclix if they don't already. This is of course going to be different, based on where you are and what kind of stores are around you and what their owners are like and all that kind of stuff. So this, your experience may vary for sure. Like I said, I've done this twice now in my area with 2 entirely different stores, owners, everything, very different people. But it works out if you just go to the store and you say, hey, I really want to run Heroclix events. And if you just tell them, like, these days and these times are best for me, do you have any time in your guys' schedule that would be okay for some people to show up and play Heroclix? Most of the time they're probably going to say, yeah, sure, this day at this time is great. We're not too busy. If you guys want to come and play, that's fine. We have some tables and whatever. Of course, this varies a lot by store, how much space they have, yada yada. But usually they're totally fine with having more people in the store because it's just more potential customers. So if you're coming to them saying, hey, you want to have a group of people come play, they're usually going to be fine with that. I have not had the experience yet where they're like, no, we don't want more people in our store. We don't want more customers. No, thank you. So usually they're pretty okay with that. So you just got to be the one to go out there and kind of, I know it can be hard sometimes. It's hard enough for me, trust me, to go up to a store and be like, hey, so, yeah, I just want to, like, run Heroclix events. Is that cool? And they're like, well, yeah, sure, if you're not a super outgoing person, this step can be probably the most difficult. But I'm not a super outgoing person either, and I've managed it twice. So if I can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. Also, a quick note here. One of the other things you can look into if you don't have any really like comic book or game stores in your area, I have seen it happen before where you can get a local restaurant to just be okay with letting you guys come and play, as long as you, again, talk to them and say, hey, is it cool if me and a group of people kind of come in here at this day and this time every week and just set up, in these like back 2 booths over here to play a couple games. Are you guys okay with that? They're usually totally fine with that, like 99% of the time. Sometimes they might say, as long as you guys order a burger, order a drink, something, whatever, they're totally fine with that. A slice of pizza, it depends on, what kind of restaurant it is. But I've seen it in all kinds of restaurants and stuff like that. So that's an option too. It's a little bit harder because usually that restaurant isn't going to be able to actually order like your prize support and that kind of stuff. You're going to have to kind of third party that somewhere else. Maybe you can get a small comic book shop that doesn't have tables to play at to actually order the prize support and the bricks and stuff like that for you guys to play with, and then you guys all drive over to the pizza shop or the burger shop or whatever, and you sit down and play with it. I actually did that myself at one of my local groups before I started my own up. So that is another option to look into. But anyway, yeah, that's basically step one, is just coordinate with your store the best time and the best day for people to come play Heroclix. And I want to make a note here, do not start right away at this point saying you want them to start carrying Heroclix, you want them to start, getting in prize support, anything like that. It's really important to show them, first of all, that there is some kind of a player base, and once you show them that you have some amount of people showing up to play every week, then after a month or two, it's a lot easier to go to them then saying, hey, we've been coming in here and playing all the time. Would you guys be cool if we could get officially set up and actually start getting prize support, and maybe you actually start, ordering us a couple bricks of each Heroclix set and that kind of stuff, because we totally love to buy it. And again, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to say no to more business. So that's step 2. Once you have shown the store that you have at least a couple people willing to show up every single week to play, and maybe you've managed to pick up a new player or two even along the way just from being there. That definitely happens. People come up and be like, oh, this is a cool game, what is that? Hey, this is Heroclix, would you like to learn how to play? That's kind of just how you really get new players. You just show up and you play, and you can kind of get some interest going that way. And like I said, if you can show the store that there's a few people willing to show up and play every week, a lot of the times they're gonna be okay with ordering some stuff for you guys to buy. And this is when step 2 really starts, because once you've shown the store that you've gotten some people playing every week and they're okay with ordering some stuff for you guys to buy, then you can really talk to them about getting set up on the Win, which is the WizKids info network, but it's also, the Win is basically where all their events are and all their, how to locate them and everything. So if you guys don't know what the Win is, obviously you're gonna wanna get an account set up on that. Like I said, it's WizKidsInfoNetwork.com, I believe. But yeah, the Win, W-I-N. If you aren't already on there, like I said, get yourself an account on there first. And then you just have the store make a Win account, which is pretty quick and easy. Once they have their own Win account, either they themselves can get on there to make events, or they can set up you or whoever else wants to be the judge as a volunteer, and then that person can get on to their account as well in order to just make events and run them, and basically just add people to the events and keep track of the score and all that kind of stuff. Which, side note, if you guys would want a more in-depth video on how to use the Win or something like that, feel free to let me know. That's something I could totally do. It's not the most complicated system in the world. I think once you just get on there and kind of mess with it a couple times, you can kind of get the hang of it pretty quickly. But yeah, like I said, if you want a more in-depth guide, just let me know and we can totally do that for you guys. Once you've got the store to set up a Win account and you got some events under your belt, then they can actually start ordering prize support and everything. And that's awesome, because once you guys have actual prize support, that's gonna make more people want to come, most likely. And that just leads us right into step 3, which is just want to really advertise. And this is kind of also mid step 2, step 1.5 and step 3, really. You just want to advertise, want to get the word out there that you're out there playing. You want to do this a little bit in the beginning, like I said, just so you have some people there to kind of get involved and get the store more on your side, to be able to really get into it, get on the Win, start ordering prize support, that kind of stuff. But once you're there, that's when you really want to push it even harder than before. At least, for some amount of time, to really say hey, we're here, we got a group, we've got prize support. There's several ways you can do this. From my experience, you can do this on Facebook. There's tons of Facebook groups I highly recommend, but making a Facebook group for your area, this is probably something you do want to do earlier on, but this will help you later on once you have built up a few more people at your local area, to just advertise, get the word out there, and then share it from your own group out into some other bigger groups. There's a lot of big Heroclix groups on Facebook. Spread the word anywhere you can. You could put it out on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, any other form of social media. But also, HC Realms. If you don't know HC Realms, it's one of the biggest Heroclix, websites ever, from way back in the day and still till now. There's one or two other ones now, but they're not as much of a forum as HC Realms is, from what I've been able to tell. So HC Realms, I think, is still one of the best places to just kind of get on the forums and say, hey, if you're in this area, we have games at this store at these dates and times. That did actually help me bring a few players into my group back in the early days, so I'm not sure if that would be as great of a way to do it nowadays. I think nowadays Facebook and other social media might be a little bit better. However, about 10 years ago when I started doing this, that worked pretty well to get us a few players. So, regardless, you just get the word out there any way you can and start getting some more players coming in, and bada bing, bada boom, there you go. That's pretty much it. That's the 3 steps. So to wrap it all up and go over it one more time, first thing you're gonna wanna do is just reach out to a store, say, hey, I would like to be able to bring, some friends to play Heroclix on this day and this time. Does that work for you guys? And if you can coordinate with your store a good day and a good time to play, just start showing up with a couple friends, even just one if you can, and maybe start telling other people about it, and start sharing the word out if you can. And once you start building up a little bit of a group, then you reach out to the store again and say, hey, we have a pretty solid group now. We've been playing here a few weeks, a few months, a year, whatever it may be. Would you guys be cool if we started doing official events on the win, if you just set up an account real quick? A lot of times they're fine with that. And then you can set yourself up as a volunteer and you can run events and everything. And you guys can start getting price support in. At that point, you really want to push advertising your group and your area even more. Really get the word out there more that, you actually have a bigger group and you actually have price support and all that awesome stuff. So that's pretty much it. It's kind of a lot. It takes some time. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be 2 weeks. I'll say the first couple times I did this at my first store, I was the only one there for a while, and I was like an hour away from the store. I drove an hour to the store just to sit there for a couple hours, and I played a game with myself maybe, and that was it. And then I went home. But I was there at the day and the time that I said I was going to be there. And like I said, sometimes it might be kind of hard at first, but if you're willing to do that and go through that, then that's great. If you keep going, eventually you'll get, a couple people come along. I mean, heck, I think one of my first couple players I was just sitting there at the store all day waiting for somebody to come play Heroclix, because I had, put it out on the realms that I would be there and we would be playing Heroclix, and nobody'd show up, but I played a game of Yu-Gi-Oh against somebody. And then I said, hey, you want to play some Heroclix? And they said, oh, what's that? And I got them into Heroclix. Sometimes just being there is all it really takes, and just committing to it. And that's just all you got to do. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but if you really like the game and you really want more people to play with, like I do, then that's how you do it. So I really hope this video helps you guys out. One of the great things about Heroclix is that the people that like this game, we really love this game, and we really want it to succeed. And I'm definitely one of those people. I've met a lot of those people as well that we really like this game, we really love this game, we want it to succeed. So we go out there and we make it happen. We get a play group started, we get people into the game. And if you want to be one of those people, that's awesome. I hope this video gives you some type of tips and tricks and advice on some type of guidance on a path to that possibility. And I hope you see that there is hope and that can happen if you actually go out there and do that. Like I said, won't be quick and easy, but it will be worth it in the long run. Like I said, I did it twice. The first store that I managed to get a play group going at did eventually close down, and I had to do it all again from scratch at the next store. And I was lucky. Most of that play group just followed me over there, and we've had people come and go, and it happens, but it's been a great journey so far. That's how I've managed to do it myself. And like I said, I hope you guys can do it too. If you guys got any other questions or anything, just feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'd love to talk about all this kind of stuff with you guys. If this video helped you out in any way, make sure to smash that like button. I do appreciate it. And don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And if you guys would like to help support the channel even more, of course, links in the description for the Patreon, as well as the YouTube membership button is down below. So you can see your name here in the credits with all these other amazing people for as little as $1 a month, as well as be entered into our monthly giveaways. But that's going to do it for this video. Again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.